So as it is, that letter doesn't it explain a lot that look, the president is ill. When he gets done with all of those details, he will be back, as we've been told.
So we're back to the point. So which is easier, for letters to be transmitted or for the president to say something? As we speak, nobody...
Even though that's what's stipulated by law.
Yes. Once that is done, and now that seems to be insufficient in resting the anxiety of Nigerians. And so the president can do a little more, but at least say something, except he's in a state where he cannot talk, he cannot speak, he cannot just do anything. And it should be so said. There is nothing wrong. We are Nigerians, he is our president. We want to see him, we want to know how he's doing. But hiding him from the public or from Nigerians and then hoping that somehow we will just get over it or things will go on normally, is not right.
What if we don't get to hear from him in another 4 weeks?
Yes, it will be for the Nigerians to determine. You see, Saraki and Dogara, they just jetting to London and coming back the way I go to Oshodi and return. It's not that funny, it's not that easy. In the first place, they are going there, spending more money. It has become a different issue now. Everybody wants to go to London to see the president. They used to tell us in our primary school days that people go to London to see the Queen. Now we go to London to see the Nigerian president.
No,
it's not right.
This graveyard silence that we have, should we say here, because you can't really hear any silence. If it's dead silence, that's a graveyard is. Does it suggest to you that it's very likely that Mr. President is not alive?
Well, it's alive until otherwise proven. Because, and it's even legitimate for people to speculate in that direction. And that is because when there is some kind of opacity, some kind of lack of transparency in any situation, the imagination runs wild. Yeah, that is why people are talking that way. But if, you know, when it happened regarding Yaradua, Obasanjo had to even place a call to Yaradua, and then the popular line, Umaru, Umaru, are you dead? He said, no, I'm not dead. At least we saw that. But if the man is in hospital and then is waiting for some tests to be cleared and all of that, I don't know what is actually so so difficult.
Those who are also going on with those wild speculations should also know that, look, he's human, he's got a family, and so it may not be fair on their families as well to bandy such wild speculations as it is. But you know, many have looked through the laws and also said, well, insofar as they can see, no law has been violated at the moment he's transmitted. He's done what the law requires him to do. He's written to the Senate. But then even the FOI Act says you can require certain information on a person's health. And I know that different countries amend their laws as they go based on what they think are lacuna or challenges they face. Do we have any such scenario where we should say, let's look back at our laws and amend certain things?
The Freedom of Information Act you're talking about now, you know, that Freedom of Information Act, in its operation, it has to do with public officers more than it has to do with private citizens. So are you saying that that act says that you cannot ask for information about the health of the president if you have sufficient need to do? I don't think so. And let us also say that the president is not a private citizen. I made that point earlier. And to begin to now, when it suits us, we just begin to bring interpretation that yes, the man is a private citizen. How is he a private citizen?
What would you advise steps that can be taken to get a response, at least, from the president?
Steps that can be taken to force the president to say things?
Yes.
Okay, it's going to be citizens' action. It's going to be citizens' action. It will get to a point when the Nigerian citizens will make it inevitable for the presidency to speak or for something definite to be said about the health of the president. It's going to be citizens' action. And it has taken this long because is taking that it's our culture, this docility, that anything goes, we can just be driven in whatever direction and nothing happens. If we were more alive to our responsibility and citizens' right, I'm sure that this issue would have been determined long before now. One way or the other, we would have known if the president is doing well, yes, that is just being slowed down by ill health or something otherwise. Everybody that has returned from London, apart from Saraki, added something, added a line. We should pray for the president. We should pray for the president. We don't need to pray for the president because the president, we pray for the president every time. I said in my article yesterday that I'm a Catholic. In the Catholic Church, what we do is part of the liturgy. What we do that at a point, we call for prayers for leaders. Starting with the Pope, we pray. And so we always pray for the president. If I don't pray for the president to rule Nigeria well and all of if Nigeria is not well, of course I will not be well as an individual. And so in my own private life, I pray for the president. I pray for good governance. I pray for everything. Okay, so for you to come and be telling us pray for the president, it means there's something underlying and they have not told us.
We'll be back and explore maybe a couple of more before we wrap it up. Don't go away. Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. Well, Mr. Ogbodo, we did say that the Senate will be speaking on this matter. Well, considering the letter, because we also did ask them when the president did transmit that second letter if it wasn't of urgent national importance, and they said no. I mean, he's transmitted how to the vice president who is executing them in an acting president capacity. Hence, they see no reason whatsoever. But the National Assembly always tell us that we're doing what our constituencies always want of us. Now that the Senate will be talking about this tomorrow, we've seen that the leadership in those images say that they've gone to see the president, and today again they say they've seen him. What do you think? What kind of things should they be talking about when they consider that letter?
In fact, that would be very difficult. When the letter, they are not going to go beyond the letter. The content of the letter is what they are going to discuss. So if the letter says, I'm not in a position to return to office now, my vacation should be extended. And the other point that is so worrisome is that nothing is definite. Even if your vacation is going to be extended, first you ask for 10 days. If it's going to be extended, by how many more days? By how much time do you need this extension? Nothing is being said. And so, are we going to extend the vacation? Is something for the Senate to determine, for the legislature to determine. If they are going to extend the vacation based on the letter that has been transmitted, is it going to be indefinite extension? And I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, not even to talk of a constitutional lawyer. What does the Constitution say? How long can the president stay away from office before that office can be declared vacant? So is it possible for somebody to become president then almost immediately transmit power to his deputy, and then he goes somewhere and then rests forever and he still remains president so long as power has been transmitted to his deputy? Does the Constitution support that? I know lawyers will say it, and it will come to a point when I just pray that all of this gets over one way or the other, and it should be resolved on the side of optimism. That is, we are all optimistic that the president is alive, is doing well, is going to recover, and he will return to us. It should be resolved that way. Otherwise, how long are they going to keep the president away from Nigerians?
How long can you wait?
Well, actually, I have run out of patience as an individual, but I'm not the entire.
I don't. Your reporter is still very patient in London. So
I cannot equate. I don't equate the nation, and so whatever it will get to a time when it will be so serious and obvious that Nigerians cannot wait, and some answer will come out one way or the other. It happened under Yaradua and Jonathan, when even my other friend.
That was a different kind of incident, wasn't it?
Was it actually a different kind of incident?
The president didn't transmit power at the time.
No, he didn't transmit power, but even when he returned to Nigeria, Sheikh Adeni came to, it was like, he's saying that the president said that I should say.
That was the direct one.
Yes, what kind of situation is that? And then
No, but wasn't that directly from his principal?
but Nigeria questioned it. He said the president cannot tell you to come and tell us. Let the president tell us. If the president is not in a position to tell us, then please get off the stage. And that was exactly what
happened. Even though he's the president's spokesperson who always talks to us, but at that time they want
now they are able to sustain they are able to sustain a lie. They are able to sustain a lie, but
we cannot say if that is a lie or not.
Yes, if it is not a lie, then you say something alternative, that we give an alternative view. You'll be saying something persistently, and people are asking for the other side, and you are running away from saying the other side.
Right.
How will you convince me that you are not sustaining a lie?
Okay, well, we'll have to go, but it's actually, I think, Section 14 of the Freedom of Information Act that includes disclosure of the medical record of any citizen, not just a public servant. It says any citizen. Well,
yes, when that citizen becomes an issue in the public space, then yes, you just come to me when I'm not an issue in the public space. Then you say you want medical records about me.
Abraham Ogbodo is the editor of The Guardian. We thank you for coming on this morning. That's where we're anchored today. We thank you all for watching and for sending your comments. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm Chamberlain Osol.
Many thanks indeed for watching. I'm Gimba Omar.